How's it going, everyone? This is Jared from Triple D Farms. Got another cabin update for you. Triple D cabins. We had a couple deliveries this week, and we're looking at getting some other things done on the site here. So we had a couple deliveries. We had the EcoFlow septic tanks were delivered, and Tri-County Rural Electric was out here today and marked out where everything's going to go for the electric. So we're going to check it out. So right in front of me down there, that green thing, that is the EcoFlow tank. And we'll talk about those in a minute. We're going to scan over here to the left and check out the electric stuff. So the engineer from Tri-County was out here, marked out everything with flags. So they're going to do a pole across the road. See some flags over there. Pole across the road. And they're going to do, because it's a 320 amp service to provide all the electric to the cabins, we have to do a pole across the road with the transformer, bring it across above the road, put in another pole. Then they're going to bury it from the road back this direction. And I believe that stake back there is where they're saying that the pedestal is going to be. And from the pedestal, they're going to run the power from the pedestal to all the cabins from there. So everything from the road is going to be underground. So that'll be nice. So what the excavator is going to be able to do is he's going to be able to dig a trench and put in the electric, the water, and the sewer all in one trench. So that will save having to have, multiple ditches, kind of lay them all out. Definitely going to save some trees that way. And I mean, the water line basically will be the bottom one. And then the sewer and the electric will probably be actually on the top. He actually has a pretty good sized bucket on his excavator, and they're actually not really going to be on top of each other. They're going to kind of be staggered in there. So this is an EcoFlow tank. Okay, this is what you want to do if you have a small site to work with, or if you're interested in an alternative septic system as opposed to a sand mound. Recent years, 10, 15 years, they really push sand mounds a lot, and they do work. I don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't like a mound. In this site, we're talking about 0.98 acres, and the sand mound for this particular setup was just way too big. Okay. This is a rental cabins, so it jumps up to what they call commercial as far as a property. So they actually have figures that they do per unit, certain amount of gallons per unit per day into the system, and that jumps the sand mound up to a rather large sand mound. So with the space, it just was like, well, it's going to take up a lot of the space, and not only that, it's a huge amount of sand, and all the, to buy the truckloads of sand, to have it all trucked in here and have it all laid out was just like, wow, that's a lot of sand. So these are the EcoFlows. They get filled with cocoa leaves. So they're like the second step. So the sewage and the water comes out of the cabins, goes into the concrete septic tanks where the solids are separated out. Then the liquid continues on to these EcoFlows, goes through them, and then is pumped from them out into the gravel bed. So instead of having a big sand mound, we have a gravel bed. So that is one tank. Now that tank there, the two tanks together are required because of the volume. The two tanks together actually give us a more capacity than what we need. But I think the tank below them was like $150 or $200 difference in price. So we went with the bigger ones. They're 1,350 gallon tanks. And there's the other one down there. So those two actually are going to be plumbed right next to each other down below this septic tank. So here's, sorry about the smudge there from my finger. There's the second septic tank. So it's a concrete tank. That's where all the cells are going to go into. So cabins 3 and 4 will feed into that. 1 and 2 will be up above, feeding into the tank up there. That line's going to come down, hook into this tank, or actually hook in out front of the tank. The two lines are going to hook into a junction box, which I don't see right here, but there's a junction box. Then the junction box is going to feed into the 2 EcoFlows, which are going to be plumbed together for capacity. They'll have a pump that will pump it out of the EcoFlow, and then it's going to pump it out into the gravel bed. And the gravel bed is going to have a pipe system. These all get holes drilled in them, and then there's going to be a couple of vents. The gravel bed is going to be all covered with topsoil, and the idea is that if any water does come out of this gravel bed, it will be clean. That's the whole idea. So if you're really looking to do a project and you want to do a small project on a small amount of acreage and you don't want to do a sand mound, then you might want to look into the EcoFlow system. And it is, people say, oh, it is expensive. Well, it is. The 2 tanks together were $25,000. But the amount of sand that was required for this system was pretty close to $25,000. And the sand mound was, I think it would have had to have been almost 4 times bigger, something like that. A lot bigger, it was a lot longer, a lot wider, and it was a lot taller. So that's why we went with the EcoFlow. And I think it's going to be really good. I'm a little bit disappointed that you do with the EcoFlow. The lids are going to be visible. I would prefer nothing be visible, but the actual very small lid is actually going to be visible on this system. But they're gonna be down here, and I don't know. We'll probably plant some small pine trees around them or something to make it so that they're not visible. They're of course green, but that's what we have for you today. And these EcoFlows, these are designed by the company. I forget the name of the company, but in Pennsylvania, and they actually came. They were delivered from Lycoming Vault Company in Montoursville, and we're hoping it's going to be perfect for us. And they say you have to replace the cocoa leaves every 7 to 10 years or so. Ours are oversized, so they're both bigger than they need to be. And so we're hoping to extend that a little bit, but it's not that big a deal either to get more cocoa leaves and put them in there. So that's our quick update. We're still waiting to hear back from the well driller when he is going to be able to come and drill the well. And basically when he drills the well, then the excavator will be able to come and dig the trench and put in the water line, put in the electric, and run the septic. And then whenever the electric company gets time, they can come and hook up their end of the electric. And other than having the concrete pads poured, we will be ready for the cabins. That is the junction box that will connect the 2 concrete septic tanks together. And then one line will feed out of that into the EcoFlow. So that is your update for today. It's December 14th. Like and subscribe to this video to keep updated on more videos to come in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.